Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Maxwell Starr's Finger Gun Beer Reviews. And I'm going to take a look at a beer that was sent to me by my West Coast doppelganger, Booze Reviews, or Booze Deeps Thoughts and Gaming and whatever he calls himself now, Dan from Calgary, Alberta. He sent me this can of Blindman Brewing's barrel-aged porter, aged for 181 days in Laphoraig barrels. Ooh, 6.58% ABV, so it's not very strong. So I wouldn't think it would be something that would last a very long time. But hey, it's currently, as the date of this recording, International Whiskey Day or some bullshit. But so it's kind of fitting to drink a whiskey beer. So it says, we'll make this one as quick as it was. Very simple. When life gives you Laphoraig barrels, make peaty, malty, smoky, barrel-aged beer, and then you share it with friends. Schlante. Well, I ain't sharing it with friends. Well, you know, somebody's technically sharing it with me, so a friend is... I might not be splitting this can, but a friend did share with this can with me to review, and whatever. I'm going to drink this can and see what I think. I like a good, malty, sweet, peaty, smoky scotch. So this is kind of right up my alley. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Give this a pour here into my Garrison Teku. Yeah, it's a very active head on that thing. Interesting. So it's got this nice... You get the medicinal notes. You get the peaty, smoky peaty notes from the barrels that they used. I almost get this kind of like a tannic tartness quality into the aroma. As the head starts to die down, I'm getting more and more of the peat smoke coming out. It's starting to really resemble the smell of a campfire. And it's oh so good. You know, smoky beers, peaty smoky beers, it kind of, especially scotches, peaty smoky scotches, are kind of like an acquired taste. It's not what a lot of people are used to. But for the most part, it's something I really enjoy. And this really reminds me of a nice smoky peaty scotch. Even if it's kind of got this almost citrus tartness. I don't know. Hopefully it's not turned. But we'll put her down the hatch. Cheers. Well, it's different. So it's a mildly sweet, little bits of chocolate, and some red fruits. Overlaid on top of that, almost seemingly all at the front of the tongue, I'm getting almost like this ash and medicinal, band-aidy kind of peat smoke. But I think the dominant flavor at the front, and it's not overpowering so much, it's just present, you notice it's there, is this taste of this smoky ash. But I don't mean that, it might sound like I mean that in a bad way, and I absolutely don't. This is really nice. It blends in quite well with the rest of the porter. And as I'm drinking through it, more of the chocolate from the porter. It definitely still has a lot of that porter body coming from it. It's a little heavier for a porter of 6.5% ABV. It's more like, I suppose, Imperial Porter maybe at that point. Maybe not quite that far. But it's still got the light porter body along with all those chocolatey flavors. Along with this this nice peaty, smoky quality at the top of the beer. It's, you know, it does exactly what it says, but you could have made something like this with like smoked malt, and I would have believed it was never barrel aged. The body of it really doesn't come across as barrel aged to me. And for barrel aged for what, 181 days? That's actually kind of impressive. that it maintained that kind of body, being barrel aged for that long. I mean, even Innocent Guns kind of, well, when they still barrel aged their stuff, even Innocent Gun was a little heavier than this. It's not to say that this is light, but I'm impressed at how well even the barrel aging has kind of maintained the body on this. This body is like spot on what you expect from a porter. That tartness, there's a hint of it there. It makes me wonder if the shelf life of this might not be super great, but it doesn't take away from the flavors at all. It's just kind of this hint of like a hint of like tanginess to the flavors that kind of melds in with the rest just fine. Yeah, I don't think this has gone off, but I wouldn't be optimistic. I wouldn't age this at all. I would drink it right away. But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying this. This is super tasty. I'm glad you sent me this, Dan. This is really good stuff. What's the other details on here? It says it's 25 IBUs. I guess I could go with that. Most of those IBUs are probably coming from roasty notes to it, which aren't very well present at all, but there is like a little hint of coffee to this as well, but it's not like super like espresso dark roast or anything. That's a very good beer. I would give that, I get it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoy that. I like the fact that, for something that advertises that it uses Laphoraig barrels, you definitely get the Laphoraig qualities out of this. You get the nice peaty, smoky, medicinal kind of malt, medicinal kind of flavors off the top of this that really speak towards that Islay Scotch whiskey barrel. Underneath that, of course, you get the porter as well, which is spot on. The body is just right. You could ask for maybe something that punches your palate a little bit harder than this to give you more of that wow factor, but this is just fine. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for watching Maxwell Starr's beer review of Blindman Brewing's barrel-aged porter and Laphoraig barrels. Thanks you, especially Dan, for sending me this can of this beer, because this is fantastic. So 4 out of 5 for Maxwell Starr's beer review. Thanks for watching. We will talk to you folks later. Cheers.